exactly what we did. We compiled a subpoena and we served documents on the National Commissioner for various documents according to the allegations. So when you say there's a promotion, we want the appointment dockets, everything, we want the personal files, we want the vetting files, we want the Secret Service account, that, and that. Now, these documents are classified. So we also asked for the documents to be declassified. So the National Commissioner at that moment was General Masimula. He declassified all those documents, and there were quite a number of files that he brought to us. So when those files were brought to us, we perused those files. And it is then that moment in time when some of the allegations came to light that, look, this is indeed so. It confirms the allegation. But with that allegation, you still have to get an affidavit. And that's how we go with the affidavits from there until we build up to a point. Now, Chair, Commissioners, we do the investigation. After we're done with the investigation, it is presented to the prosecutors. Is there enough in your investigation to support a charge? Is there enough to support, the first person, is there enough? The suspect is identified. Is there enough evidence there to support the charge against the suspect? So they make those decisions. Either they take what we give them and use it, or they reject it, or they say, go further and this is what further we need. So it may mean that with this further guidance from the prosecutors, you'll have to requisition more documents, you may have to interview more people until they are satisfied, look, we are now at this point where we are ready, the suspect's identified, we have evidence to support the charges, and then it moves to the next step of your application for, I don't want to jump a step. Once they are satisfied that they have sufficient, they will start with a draft charge sheet, they will start with a memo, and then they will present that to the Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, who's responsible for that leg or team. They will have to convince him, they say, look, this is what we have. When he looks at it and he says, no, okay, fine, it's enough here to move forward to the next level. So he has to now take everything with the charge sheet and present it before management and the head of the office. So the head of the office has a look at the charges, what is there, and they give the go-ahead to say, okay, yes, we can go ahead. All right? So I actually jumped into the full-blown investigation. The first is the preliminary, where it's submitted to the prosecutors, presented to the deputy director, and then presented to management, and they are satisfied, yes, this should go into a full-blown investigation. Then a full-blown investigation is authorized under Section 28(1). So it comes back again, where we now build the case docket, and then the draft charge sheet is done, the presentation to management and the head of the office, where after that a consultation note is done to the Director of Public Prosecutions in that particular region to prosecute the matter. That Director of Prosecution can say, yes, you can proceed, she's satisfied, or he's satisfied, you can prosecute the matter and go forward. So once that is done, then we have to, because of the nature of the offense, when it comes to a Schedule 5 offense or more serious, we prepare bail affidavits. We got the bail affidavits, we got the charge sheets, then the next step is the making arrangements for the court. The applications for the J50s are done. You go to the magistrate, you present your affidavit to the magistrate, and it's scrutinized there. And obviously sometimes they are not satisfied with it. They say that they're not satisfied with it, so you have to go back and rectify whatever queries they have. At the end of the day, the warrants are issued. Once the warrants are issued, a planning is done, and in most cases that what we do, Chair, Commissioners, we try to do whatever we do in a professional way. Although we have a warrant of arrest, we don't go to your home, phone you, please come with your attorney, your legal representative, I have a warrant for you. Please come to the police station with your legal representative where the warrant is executed and processed, and thereafter the court process. So that is the flow process of my explanation, which I tried to explain, but I had some difficulty with it, but now I've given it to you there. But one thing what I want to say, Chair, Commissioners, I have no insight into Section 27. And yes, as Commissioner Baloy said, you know, as an investigating officer, you should have got that 27. But in our workspace where we are, we're getting a briefing from the chief. We believe in what he says. He gives us the guidance. There is that scenario there, and at all given times, it's an allegation. So we go out, we investigate, and if we find there's nothing, we come back and we tell the chief, hey, there's nothing here. And it ends there. We're not going to go and look and scratch for something that is not there or make up something, but that's where it is. That's where it ends there. With regards to the Section 27 and the referral, when the Section 27 comes, it goes to the head of the office. And the head of office, together with their management, whatever they do, they are the legal-minded in terms of the act and everything that they do, they will look at it. By the time it comes to our office or down to our level, it's authorized. That's our authority to carry on, and we comply. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Colonel. Was it only in this instance that an investigator did not get the Section 27 referral, or is your testimony that the chiefs never ever give that referral to investigators?
Commissioners, I've never received.
You may have dealt with this, but yes, there's no harm in you repeating it.
No problem, Chair. In all the investigations that I've conducted, and there are a few of them, I've never had insight into the 27. From the briefing, we're getting a briefing.
Yes.
We because it's I'll put it this way, because it's handled at management level and dealt with there. For us, it's just the authorization. Proceed with your investigation. That's what's important to us.
Okay.
Proceed, carry on with your investigation.
So, in your understanding, that's the case with with other investigators as well. They too never get the Section 27 referral.
Within the investigators,
to your knowledge,
I do not know. To my knowledge, I do not know.
You don't know.
There are many. There are not one chief criminal investigator.
I referred to chiefs plural.
Chiefs.
I referred to chiefs plural.
Yes, sir. So, I would not have knowledge.
So you do not know about other investigators as well, whether they do get these from the chiefs? You do not know?
Can I respond to you?
Yes.
The other chiefs and their teams, I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
But, Colonel, this is not the first case you've investigated. In previous cases that you investigated, did you get the Section 27 referral?
No, sir. I did not get the 27 referral. On the other cases where I assisted in the investigations, I did not have sight into Section 27. That's why, for me, when you are asking me about the Section 27, it's like I've never. Thank you, sir.
Can I just ask that? Does that mean the fact that you rely on a briefing? Does that mean you have no role at all in what charge is formulated?
That is correct. I have no authority. That's for the prosecutors to determine. It's their space, because they must decide, because it's prosecution-led. They decide to prosecute or not to prosecute.
I'm asking a different question. So here, for example, in the Mukwele matter, you've got charges of fraud, for example. You would not have had any input into whether what you have gathered in your investigation, whether preliminary or the main investigation, whether it supports that charge of fraud. You have no input in that.
From the investigation and what evidence we gather, for example, where you can see fraud, when we're presenting your investigation, what we found here misrepresentation, fraud, in your investigation, because it shows on your investigation and your statements, the crime is there. It's for them to see whether there is enough for that alleged crime. But where I'm not sure this is going to answer your question, Commissioner Boloy, is that do we influence the prosecutor to say, no, look here, this is fraud, this is corruption? No, we don't have control over that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioners. You are still dealing with CJC 383, this new extra affidavit you just submitted. And I just wanted to make sure that you have highlighted all the dates that you consider relevant, reflected in this document. Do you have them?
Yes, Commissioner. Yes, Counsel. May I?
Absolutely, yes, please.
May I ask, would it not be possible for me to read it into the record, and so that the flow can come there, or we flow? But I'll be guided by you.
Please not.
No.
Just rather, yes.
Thank you, sir.
It's got a whole lot of factual background that, though important, is not relevant for the particular exercise I want. But I assure you, we will get to the factual issues that are reflected here, because I intend to deal with them during the course of the day. Just not now. Right now, we just date issues to know what happened on what date. So is there anything in this affidavit? I don't see a date necessarily, but I could very well have missed it. Do you see a date that between December 2024 and June 2025, when the members of the panel were arrested? Is there any date in this particular affidavit that I should have regard to and make sure that I do not skip in setting out my chronology?
I think I will be guided by you, Counsel,
Okay.
when you come to specifics, and then we
Okay.
can look to see if there's a date, or
All right.
can you remember a date, and then I will respond accordingly.
Okay. Just then to remind ourselves, if you look at section 27 affidavit, which that would be at page 512. CJC 373, we've dealt with that affidavit. Yes, file 2.
File 2.
CJC?
CJC 373 at page 512, Commissioner.
I have it.
Thank you. Now, paragraph 1 of that affidavit tells us that the deponent, and I read, first opened 3 cases in Cape Town Police Station with case numbers, and they are set out. You see that?
Correct.
It's on your version, the case numbers are not blocked out, so you can see. And
Yes.
all of them bear, you remember that middle, in the cast number, that middle number, they all bear the number 10, which means October.
That's correct.
So they were all, the 3 we now know were opened in October.
That's correct.
Then the deponent deals with other issues. Do you know the date on which these dockets were opened in October?
I'm not too sure offhand, but I can just maybe try and check it on.
Okay, maybe let me ask you a different question. Do you have the dockets? Because the docket would tell us, it has a date.
The physical docket.
Do you have
Yes.
copies of the dockets
Yes.
in the main docket?
Yes.
The docket you disclosed to us?
No, that docket was not disclosed to you.
Okay.
The original dockets that were opened by Mr. Adams has not been disclosed to you.
Okay. So I did think that I couldn't locate them in what was disclosed to us. So I propose another way of trying to determine the date, because that date becomes important. You have by your feet another file. It's Mkwanazi annexures. And you have by your feet another file. It's Mkwanazi annexures. And we are looking for MK15 in Mkwanazi annexures. These are the annexures to General Mkwanazi's statement to the Commission. And we are looking for MK15. Now, MK15 is a report by Lieutenant General Jacobs, who is the Divisional Commissioner Inspectorate. If you go to page 271, 270, that's where it starts, that's the cover page, and at 271, at the bottom, it gives his designation. This report you'll see is dated the 30th of July 2025.
That's correct.
But this report records everything according to General Jacobs that transpired from the moment they, as the inspectorate, became aware of the issues that are referenced in the Section 27, particularly the dockets opened in Cape Town. Yes, please, go ahead.
Council Chair, Commissioners, when I looked at the documents I think you sent yesterday, additional MK, whatever, on that I only have 2 pages. I do not have the remaining part of it.
No, they were not sent yesterday. I didn't send any documents yesterday.
There were documents.
I think they were provided to you
updated documents which
on Friday, together with the exhibit bundle given to you on Friday.
There was an email that came with updated documents and it said MK, but I'll try and
Okay,
get- yeah.
let's not unduly detain ourselves. I'll accept that you only got 2 documents,
Yes.
2 pages
Yes.
of a bigger document. I don't know how that transpired. We will see where the glitch was in their administration. But for the moment, let's work off this document. We will perhaps have to go slower to give you an opportunity to wrap your mind around the contents of the report.
Okay.
So then just to give you perspective, as you see, I don't know which pages you got the 2, but this is the report of the Inspectorate, Lieutenant General, the Inspector of the Inspectorate, if that is what, Lieutenant General Jacobs. That much you were able to deduce from the documents you got, the 2.
Yes,
Sorry,
that's
Mr. Lilo. May the attorneys just check what the kennel has, please?
That's the document.
Chair, I think the kennel is looking at the actual annexure bundle, so it would be the complete MK15. What I understood the kennel to point out is that when this document was shared, MK15, the annexure, was shared with him for purposes of preparation, he only got 2 pages of the entire bundle. So perhaps during tea, we will look at what he received by email and try and determine how he was provided with only 2 pages of what is more than 20 pages, yes.
Okay, so he's got what we have, but
Yes, what he has before him now,
in a different bundle.
yes. Do you agree with my explanation, Colonel?
Council.
Oh, no, I was saying, do you agree with the explanation I provided to the commissioners, which is the file you have before you
Yes.
is the original annexure MK15 and should be complete for our purposes. And that the point you raised earlier was that the same annexure, when was shared with you previously for purposes of preparation, you appear to have received only 2 pages of that.
That's correct.
Yes. So I was proposing to the chair that during the tea break, we'll try and see how that came to be. And I apologize for that to the extent that it may have happened.
And that being said, Council, that I haven't had insight into it, I'd like to have the opportunity of looking at the annexures, and unless you're going to, if you're going to deal with it now, I'd like to have insight into it, because what I'm looking here specifically is the date.
I'll take you to the date.
May I make this suggestion? If you have something else you may deal with, why don't we do that and give the Colonel an opportunity over the tea break, perhaps?
Yes, my
But
difficulty.
If you have no difficulty doing it that way.
I have a huge difficulty, unfortunately, Chair, and as the Colonel was speaking, I was trying to think very fast if there's a solution to the problem. The problem is the docket as it stands. It's very difficult to determine the chronology. What I've been able to establish in preparation is the chronology from October 2024 to, as I said, I'm aiming for June 2025. And one of the best annexures before the, on record already, is MK15, which is what General Mkhwanazi submitted. So
May we stand down for
him to acquaint
for
himself.
5 minutes for you, Mr. Bodlani, and the Colonel to have a discussion and see how long he would require to go through whatever material. This exhibit and whatever else.
We shall do so, Chair. I'm happy to.
We'll come back when you indicate.
Thank you,
Let's
Chair.
adjourn.